Happy Monday, everybody. It is another Miracle Monday. For those of you that are new to this, every Monday I just come on at the end of my day and talk a little bit about some wins or some awesome stories that we have coming from our kids, our families here at the office. And this one, what I want to talk about is all about bedwetting. It's something that we do see a decent amount and absolutely can help with. A lot of people don't realize that when they come in. Sometimes even they don't necessarily realize or it's not even written on the forms. And then all of a sudden we start talking like, oh, and this too. And this one is an interesting one because it just shows kind of the incremental progress that we see with really everything. But I think this one is a really good example of it. We had a kiddo who is, let's just say, too old to be wetting the bed. And it's wetting the bed on and off, but relatively consistently. And usually in the past had just slept right through it and would wake up and the bed was wet, or would wake up kind of in the middle of the night and then, go get mom because she had realized that this was the case. And what we've been seeing over the last week is that it's been happening a little less frequently, but I think what I view clinically as actually more important is that when it is happening, she's like waking up and starting to get to the bathroom and just not quite making it. And that is huge progress. And the reason why is because, and really this is the case for everything that we're working on, but again, I think this is a pretty good example, is our brain and our body, or the kid's brain and body, need to be in constant communication with each other, right? If you actually think about all the things that our brain and body are talking about, if you will, all the time, it is crazy, right? The fact that I'm just moving my hand right now, the fact that I'm talking, my brain and body are in constant communication, absurd amount of information in crazy quick time, right? And so what happens if you think about needing to go to the bathroom is that, right, bladder fills, you get the urge, and the brain senses that signal, right? And then the brain sends the next signal of, okay, if you're sleeping, wake up, go to the bathroom, right? And so what's happening with these kiddos is that their brain and their body are not communicating. Why? Because of subluxation, right? They're stress stuck in these certain areas of the nervous system that control the bedwetting or the incontinence, oftentimes in the kind of lower back area, but it can move around, but that tends to be where it tends to be the most. And so the communication is literally blocked, right? We talk about it like it's basically a traffic jam. And so I get in there, we remove that stress. It's like we basically just get rid of the traffic jam. And now all of a sudden everything flows, right? All of the nerve control system, all of the communication flows correctly. And so this is a perfect example of things starting to turn back on. Those subluxations starting to be removed, that stress starting to be removed, and the brain and body starting to talk to each other again. Now, is it perfect yet? Is she all the way there? No. But is this a huge step in progress? Because clinically, it shows me exactly what I need to know, is that what we're doing is working. What we're doing is working. The body is starting to communicate again, right? She's starting to get that sense of that urge, right, of her brain being like, oh, something's going on, wake up, and then just can't quite make it to the toilet. But that's the next step. She will get there in no time at all. So just when it comes to working with these kiddos, bedwetting, that one's super black and white because it's either it happens or it doesn't, right? With some of these other things that we're working on, whether it be ADHD, anxiety, anything like that, it's a little bit less black and white, but we see those same steps of progression. We're looking for just those little bits of, ooh, things are changing here. Ooh, that's a little bit different. We call those our soft signs. That's how we know what we're doing is working. And now we just got to keep going. We've got that momentum building. And now all of a sudden we are on our way to healing. It's all about momentum. And the beautiful thing about working with kids is that momentum happens faster. We'll see you guys next week.